The race. It's 5 o'clock, and Alan is riding his motorcycle in San Francisco. He is riding down Van Ness Street and comes to a stoplight. A red Ferrari pulls up next to him. The driver's wearing dark sunglasses. He looks over at Alan. Alan looks at him and realizes that the driver is Tom Cruise. Tom sneers at Alan. He says, "When the light turns green, let's race." Alan says, "All right, you're on." Tom says, "I'm gonna smoke you, sucker." Alan says, "You wish. I'm gonna beat you and your sorry-ass car." Alan and Tom wait at the light. They rev their engines. Vroom, vroom. Suddenly, the light turns green. Alan and Tom take off. They zoom down Van Ness at top speed. Tom is winning. But suddenly, blue and red lights appear behind Tom. It's the police. They pull him over. Alan zooms past Tom, laughing. He yells, "Better luck next time." Alan is the winner. Hi, this is the vocabulary lesson for the race. Let's go through the story slowly and talk about some of the vocabulary. All right, the race. It's 5 o'clock, and Alan's a name, of course, is riding his motorcycle in San Francisco. He is riding down Van Ness Street. Van Ness is also a name, of course. And when we say riding down, we sometimes say, he's going up the street or he is going down the street. And sometimes that means maybe going up a hill or down a hill. Sometimes it means, north and south. If you're going up the street, it might suggest you are going north on the street. If you say go down Van Ness, it might mean go south on Van Ness. Or it might mean go down the hill. You're at the top of Van Ness Street and you're going to go down, meaning down a long hill. So that's why we say sometimes to go up or go down a street. Here it means going down a hill. Van Ness has a big hill. So Alan is at the top of the hill and he is riding down Van Ness Street. And he comes to a stoplight. A stoplight is a traffic light, of course. Green, yellow, and red. Sometimes we say traffic light, but sometimes we say stoplight. Same, they're both the same. Stoplight or traffic light. Okay. A red Ferrari pulls up next to him. Now, Ferrari is the name of a car, of course. So Ferrari is a very fast car made in Italy. Ferrari, I think most of you probably know what a Ferrari is. Okay, pulls up next to him. To pull up next to someone, it's the idea that you come next to them. You were behind them, and then you come next to them. So you can imagine someone is at a stoplight, and another car comes from behind, and then comes and stops next to you or next to the person. We say they pulled up next to you. They pulled up next to the person. It's the idea of coming from behind to the side. So from behind to the side of someone. So a red Ferrari pulls up next to Alan, comes from behind Alan, and then stops next to him. The driver is wearing dark sunglasses. Okay, the driver of the Ferrari is wearing dark sunglasses. He looks over at Alan. Okay, wait, this is another two-word verb, looks over. To look over at is the idea that you look to the side, right? You're looking sideways, not in front of you. If you say look over, you're not looking to the front. You're looking to the side, right? So they're next to each other, and then they look to the side. The driver turns his head to the side and looks at Alan. So that's the idea of to look over at someone, has the idea of looking to the side. Alan looks at him. Alan looks at the driver and realizes that the driver is Tom Cruise. Bum, 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 ba-da-da. That's right. Tom Cruise is the driver of the Ferrari. Tom Cruise looks over at Alan, turns to the side, and looks at Alan. Tom sneers at Alan. Sneer, to sneer. To sneer means to move your mouth and look kind of angry, right? It means maybe only one side of your mouth goes up, right? It's kind of a half smile. So maybe the left side of the mouth goes up, but the right side does not move. So it's this kind of half smile. We call that sneering or to sneer. And to sneer, it usually means the person is angry or the person does not like you. It's a negative. It's a negative thing to sneer. Okay, so Tom sneers at Alan, right? He sneers at Alan. And he says, "When the light turns green, let's race." Oh, so Tom Cruise wants to race Alan on his motorcycle. Tom has a Ferrari car, and Alan has a motorcycle. Tom wants to race. Alan says, "All right, you're on." You're on means I agree with you. Or it means I will do it. I will do what you said. I agree to do something. Usually we use "you're on" for a contest, for competition, for something where one person will win and another will lose. For example, a race, some kind of difficult thing. For example, if you say, "AJ, I will give you $100 if you swim 10 miles. Right? I will give you $100 if you swim 10 miles. And I say, "You're on!" It means I agree. I agree to do it. I agree to do it. So in this story, Alan agrees to race Tom. He agrees to do it. He says, "You're on. I will do it." Then Tom says, I'm gonna smoke you, sucker. All right, this is slang, of course, slang. Now, gonna means going to. It's the future, right? Future tense. We say gonna in normal speech. We don't say going to. We say gonna. So he says, I'm going to smoke you. I'm gonna smoke you. Okay, to smoke someone is slang. It means to beat them. It means to win against someone. So we use it with the future a lot. I'm gonna smoke you means I'm going to beat you. I'm going to win, and you are going to lose. That's what to smoke someone means. Especially in a race. We use it a lot with racing. I'm gonna smoke you means I will be faster. I will beat you. And then sucker, or sucker, two pronunciations, sucker or sucka. That's, it just means, it's kind of a negative name for somebody. It's a little bit like jerk or asshole, but sucka is kind of weak. It's a little negative, just a little negative, but not so much. So sucka is a little bit negative, but not terrible, not terrible. All right, so Tom's being a little negative. He says, I'm gonna smoke you, sucka. Alan says, you wish. Meaning, you wish you would smoke me. You wish you will win. Okay, but then Alan says, I'm gonna beat you and your sorry ass car. Okay, sorry ass is also slang. Sorry ass car, sorry ass apartment, sorry ass job. Sorry ass means terrible, cheap, low quality, not good. That's what we say, sorry ass. So Alan says, oh, Tom, your car is nothing. Your car is bad. Your car is cheap. Your car is low quality. It's a sorry ass car. Sorry ass car. All right. The next line. Alan and Tom wait at the light. They rev their engines. Okay, to rev an engine. Engine is the motor for a car or motorcycle, right? It's the power for the car. It's the power for the motorcycle. To rev means to go vroom, 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 vroom. That's revving the engine, right? You push the engine so it goes fast, but you are not moving, right? So you're pushing the gas, vroom, 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 but you also push the brake, so no moving, no moving. That's called revving the engine, revving the engine. You make the engine loud, vroom, vroom, revving the engine. So Tom is revving the engine of his Ferrari, vroom, vroom, vroom. Alan is revving the engine of his motorcycle, vroom, vroom, vroom. And they are waiting for the light. Suddenly, the light turns green. Alan and Tom take off. Okay, to take off. To take off means to start quickly. Right? It means to go quickly or to start very quickly. So, to take off, we use it, for example, when someone is stopped, they're not moving, stopped, and suddenly they move. Suddenly they go. We say they take off. So to take off is to suddenly move or to suddenly start. Okay, so they take off. The light turns green. Tom suddenly starts and moves his car. Alan, not AJ, Alan. Alan suddenly goes on his motorcycle. He takes off on his motorcycle. Okay, now take off has other meanings also, but here it means to start suddenly. Okay, they zoom down Van Ness at top speed. To zoom means to go fast. It's easy. To go very fast. Zoom. To zoom. He zoomed down the road. He went fast down the road. So they zoom. They go very fast down Van Ness at top speed. Top speed means as fast as possible. It means fastest. Okay, so they zoom, they go fast down Van Ness. Tom Cruise is winning. But suddenly, blue and red lights appear behind Tom. It's the police. They pull him over. Okay, to pull someone over. We use this phrase, we use this with the police. When you are driving and the police come behind you and they turn on their lights, then you must go over to the side, right? You must stop your car. We say, the police pulled him over, or the police pull you over. Okay, to pull over with the police means the police stop your car, right? They pull you over. So Tom is going very fast. The police come behind Tom and they pull him over. Tom must stop. Alan zooms past Tom, laughing. He yells, "Better luck next time." Better luck next time is an idiom. It's a common phrase. We say it a lot. Better luck next time means you failed, but hopefully next time you will do better. It's similar to good luck. Better luck next time is similar to good luck. What's the difference? Well, the difference, better luck next time, we use after someone fails, after something bad happens. We say, oh, better luck next time. It means this time you failed, but next time maybe you will succeed. Next time maybe you will do better. So we say, better luck next time. All right. And finally, the last sentence, Alan is the winner. Alan is the winner. Okay, that is all for the vocabulary lesson for the race. Hello, welcome to the mini story for the race. Let's get started. It was 5 o'clock and Alan was riding his motorcycle in San Francisco. When was Alan riding his motorcycle? Well, at 5 o'clock, right? At 5 o'clock, Alan was riding his motorcycle. Was Alan riding his car? Or was Alan riding his motorcycle? Well, of course, Alan was riding his motorcycle. Where was Alan riding his motorcycle? In San Francisco. Alan was riding his motorcycle in San Francisco. When was he riding? At 5 o'clock. At 5 o'clock, Alan was riding his motorcycle in San Francisco. He was riding down Van Ness Street and came to a stoplight. Who was riding down Van Ness Street? Alan. Alan was riding down Van Ness Street. What was he riding on? Well, on a motorcycle. He was riding on his motorcycle. Was he riding down Market Street? No, not Market Street. He wasn't riding down Market Street. Was he riding down Lombard Street? No, he wasn't riding down Lombard Street. He was riding down Van Ness Street. When? When was he riding down Van Ness Street? At 5 o'clock. At 5 o'clock, he was riding down Van Ness Street. Who was riding down Van Ness Street at 5 o'clock? Alan. Alan was riding down Van Ness Street at 5 o'clock. Was he in a truck? No, he wasn't in a truck. He was on his motorcycle. And he came to a stoplight. Did Alan come to a go light? No. He didn't come to a go light. He came to a stoplight. We never say go light. We only say stoplight. Who came to a stoplight? Alan, of course. Alan came to a stoplight. What was he on when he came to a stoplight? A motorcycle. He was on a motorcycle when he came to a stoplight. Where was the stoplight? Well, on Van Ness Street. The stoplight was on Van Ness Street. Was the stoplight on Embarcadero Street? Or was the stoplight on Van Ness Street? Van Ness, of course, Van Ness. The stoplight was on Van Ness Street. Who was at the stoplight? Alan was at the stoplight. Which city was Alan in? In San Francisco, of course. Alan was in San Francisco. Where is Van Ness? Well, Van Ness Street is in San Francisco. Of course, Van Ness Street is in San Francisco. Is Van Ness Street in New York? Or is Van Ness Street in San Francisco? Well, of course, Van Ness Street is in San Francisco. Where was Alan riding? Well, he was riding on Van Ness Street in San Francisco. And he came to a stoplight. A red Ferrari pulled up next to him. Did the red Ferrari pull up behind him? No, not behind him. The red Ferrari pulled up next to him. What pulled up next to Alan? A red Ferrari. A red Ferrari pulled up next to Alan. Did Alan pull up next to a red Ferrari? No. Alan didn't pull up next to a red Ferrari. A red Ferrari pulled up next to him. Where did the red Ferrari pull up next to Alan? At a stoplight on Van Ness Street. At a stoplight on Van Ness Street, a red Ferrari pulled up next to Alan. Was Alan in a red Ferrari? No. Alan wasn't in a red Ferrari. He was on a motorcycle. Alan was on a motorcycle. What did the red Ferrari do? Well, it pulled up next to Alan. The red Ferrari pulled up next to Alan. The driver was wearing dark sunglasses. So, Alan was wearing dark sunglasses. No, not Alan. Alan wasn't wearing dark sunglasses. Who was wearing dark sunglasses? The driver of the Ferrari. The driver of the Ferrari was wearing dark sunglasses, not Alan. The driver looked over at Alan. Did the driver look behind Alan? No. He looked over at Alan. Who looked over at Alan? The driver of the Ferrari looked over at Alan. Did Alan look over at the driver? Yes, he did. Alan also looked over at the driver. Who was the driver? Tom Cruise! Tom Cruise was the driver. Alan looked over at the driver and realized that the driver was Tom Cruise. Who was the driver of the Ferrari? Tom Cruise. Tom Cruise was the driver of the Ferrari. Who was the motorcycle rider? Alan. Alan was the motorcycle rider, and Tom Cruise was the driver of the Ferrari. Who looked over at Alan? Tom Cruise. Tom Cruise looked over at Alan. What was Tom Cruise wearing? Sunglasses. Tom Cruise was wearing dark sunglasses. Was Alan wearing dark sunglasses? No, he wasn't. Alan wasn't wearing dark sunglasses. Tom Cruise was wearing dark sunglasses, and he looked over at Alan. Tom sneered at Alan. Oh no. Did Tom smile? No, he didn't. Tom didn't smile. He sneered at Alan. Was Tom friendly and nice? No, he wasn't friendly and nice. He sneered at Alan. Did Alan sneer at Tom Cruise? Or did Tom Cruise sneer at Alan? Well, Tom Cruise sneered at Alan. After he sneered, what did Tom Cruise say? Well, he said, "When the light turns green, let's race." After he sneered at Alan, Tom Cruise said, "When the light turns green, let's race." Did Tom want to race? Yes, of course. He has a Ferrari. He wanted to race. Alan said, "All right, you're on." Did Alan agree to race Tom? Yes, he agreed. He said, "You're on." Did Tom say, "You're on"? No, Tom didn't say, "You're on." Alan said, "You're on." Alan agreed to race. Who said, "You're on"? Alan. Alan said, "You're on." What did Alan agree to do? Well, to race. Alan agreed to race Tom. He said, "You're on." Tom said, "I'm gonna smoke you, sucker." Did Tom say he would beat Alan? Yes, he did. He said, "I'm gonna smoke you. I'm gonna beat you." Did Tom say he would win? Yes, he said he would win. He said, "I'm gonna smoke you." Who was Tom gonna smoke? Well, Alan. Tom was gonna smoke Alan. Was Tom gonna smoke Schwarzenegger? No, Tom wasn't gonna smoke Arnold Schwarzenegger. Tom was gonna smoke Alan. Was Tom gonna smoke Alan at football, soccer? No, he wasn't gonna smoke Alan at football or soccer. He was gonna smoke Alan in a race. He was gonna smoke Alan in a race. Was Tom nice and polite? No, he said sucker. He called Alan sucker. Is sucker a nice, polite word? No, it's not. It's not polite. It's not nice. He said, "I'm gonna smoke you, sucker." Alan said, "You wish. I'm gonna beat you and your sorry-ass car." Did Tom have a very, very nice car? No, he did not have a nice car. He had a sorry-ass Ferrari, a sorry-ass car. What kind of car did Tom have? He had a sorry-ass car. Low-quality car. Bad car. Cheap car. Is a Ferrari a nice car? No, it's a sorry-ass car. Ferraris are sorry-ass cars. Did Alan like Tom's car? No, he didn't. Alan thought it was a sorry-ass car. Who had a sorry-ass car? Tom Cruise. Tom Cruise had a sorry-ass car. Did Alan have a sorry-ass motorcycle? No, Alan had a great motorcycle. But Tom had a sorry-ass car. Alan and Tom waited at the light. They revved their engines. Vroom, 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 vroom. Who revved their engines? Alan and Tom. Alan and Tom revved their engines. Did they rev their bicycles? No, not possible. They didn't rev their bicycles. Of course not. They revved their engines. What did they rev? Their engines. They revved, vroom, 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 their engines. Tom and Alan revved their engines. Suddenly, the light turned green. Alan and Tom took off. Did Alan and Tom start slowly? No, they didn't start slowly. They took off. They started quickly. They started very fast. Alan and Tom took off. What did Alan take off on? Well, Alan took off on his motorcycle. On his motorcycle. Alan took off on his motorcycle. What did Tom take off in? Oh, in his car. Tom took off in his car. Tom took off in his Ferrari. Did they stop or did they take off quickly? They took off quickly. Why did Alan and Tom take off quickly? Well, they took off quickly because they were racing, right? Of course, they took off quickly because they were racing. They zoomed down Van Ness at top speed. Who zoomed down Van Ness at top speed? Tom and Alan. Tom and Alan zoomed down Van Ness at top speed. When did they zoom down Van Ness? Well, after the light turned green. After the light turned green, they zoomed down Van Ness. Did they zoom down Van Ness before the light turned green or after the light turned green? After, of course. They zoomed down Van Ness after the light turned green. Did they zoom down Lombard Street? No, they didn't zoom down Lombard Street. Which street did they zoom down? Van Ness. They zoomed down Van Ness Street. Tom was winning. But suddenly, blue and red lights appeared behind Tom. It was the police. They pulled him over. Who pulled over Tom Cruise? Well, the police. The police pulled over Tom Cruise. Who did the police pull over? Tom Cruise. The police pulled over Tom Cruise. Did the police pull over Alan? No. They didn't pull over Alan. They pulled over Tom Cruise. Why? Why did they pull over Tom Cruise? Well, because he was going too fast. He was going too fast. They pulled over Tom Cruise because he was going too fast. Who was going too fast? Tom Cruise. Tom Cruise was going too fast. Alan zoomed past Tom. Did Tom zoom past Alan? No. Tom didn't zoom past Alan. Alan zoomed past Tom. Why did Alan zoom past Tom? Well, because the police pulled over Tom. The police pulled over Tom, so Alan zoomed past Tom. Alan was laughing. Ha 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 ha! He yelled, "Better luck next time!" When did Alan yell, "Better luck next time"? Well, he yelled as he zoomed past Tom. When he zoomed past Tom. As he zoomed past Tom, Alan said, "Better luck next time." As he zoomed past Tom, he yelled, "Better luck next time." Who yelled, "Better luck next time," as he zoomed past Tom Cruise? Well, Alan, of course. Easy, right? Alan yelled, "Better luck next time," as he zoomed past Tom. Alan was the winner. Okay, that is the end of the mini story for The Race. Hello, welcome to the Point of View stories for The Race. Let's start. First, we will begin the story with since last month. So starting last month until now. Okay, since last month. Since last month, Alan has ridden his motorcycle every day in San Francisco. Each day, he has ridden down Van Ness Street and has come to a stoplight. And each day, a red Ferrari has pulled up next to him. Every time, the driver has been wearing dark sunglasses. He has looked over at Alan. Each time, Alan has looked over at the driver and has realized that the driver was Tom Cruise. Tom has always sneered at Alan. And he has always said, When the light turns green, let's race. And each day, from 1 month ago until now, Alan has said, "All right, you're on." Then Tom has always said, "I'm gonna smoke you, sucker." And then Alan has always said, "You wish. I'm gonna beat you and your sorry-ass car." Then, starting 1 month ago, every day until now, each time Alan and Tom have waited at the light. Each time they have revved their engines, vroom, vroom, vroom. And each time, suddenly, the light has turned green. And each time, Alan and Tom have taken off. Each time, they have zoomed down Van Ness at top speed. And Tom has always been winning. Unfortunately, for Tom, every time blue and red lights have appeared behind Tom, and it has always been the police. And they have always pulled him over. Every time Alan has zoomed past Tom, laughing, and he has yelled every time, "Better luck next time." Alan has always been the winner. Okay, that is all of the story using the perfect tense. Right? So starting 1 month ago, and then happening again and again and again until now. Okay, now the second version is the future. The future. Let's imagine this is a dream, or this is a movie idea for the future. So we'll start with next year. Next year, let's imagine. Next year, at 5 o'clock, Alan will be riding his motorcycle in San Francisco. He'll be riding down Van Ness Street, and he'll come to a stoplight. A red Ferrari is gonna pull up next to him. The driver will be wearing dark sunglasses. He'll look over at Alan. Alan will look at him, and he'll realize that the driver is Tom Cruise. Tom will sneer at Alan. He'll say, "When the light turns green, let's race." Alan will say, "All right, you're on." Tom will say, "I'm gonna smoke you, sucker." Alan will say, "You wish. I'm gonna beat you and your sorry-ass car." Alan and Tom will wait at the light. They'll rev their engines. Vroom, vroom. Suddenly, the light's gonna turn green. Alan and Tom will take off. They'll zoom down Van Ness at top speed. Tom will be winning. But suddenly, blue and red lights will appear behind Tom. It'll be the police. They're gonna pull him over. Alan will zoom past Tom, laughing. He'll yell, "Better luck next time!" Ha ha ha! Alan will be the winner. Okay, in the future, to listen carefully, because in real speech, real conversation, we usually add ol to make the future. For example, Alan'll. That ol is short for will. Okay, we can say Alan will go. But in normal speech, fast speech, we usually say, "Oh, Alan'll go." Alan'll go to the store. That's the future. We also say gonna instead of going to. Right? In books, you learn going to. I am going to go to the store. But in normal speaking, we use gonna. I'm gonna go to the store. I'll go to the store, or I'm gonna go to the store. So listen carefully to these future stories, these future versions. Okay, that is all for the point of view mini stories for the race.